Metroid Prime run. We will be right back after these words. Welcome back to Summer Games Done Quick 2016. This is a charity speedrunning marathon running 24 hours a day throughout the course of this week, supporting Doctors Without Borders and powered by Twitch. We'll go ahead and give a shout out to a couple of our sponsors here. First we have the Yeti, and the Yeti is the official t-shirt sponsor of the Games Done Quick events since 2012. With each $11 shirt sold from the SGDQ. Summer Games Done Quick 2016 continues soon with Catherine, a Babble Run by Ghoul02. It's going to be one player, two controllers. We spoke with Ghoul and he swore that it's not as hard as it looks, but I don't believe him. Thanks for attending. Thanks for tuning in on Twitch and on the foreign language restreams, wherever you may be viewing from. We appreciate it. We're here all week in support of Doctors Without Borders. My name is Prolix. I'll be your host for the next few games. You may know me from such things as other Games Done Quick events and nothing else. We've had some donations coming in while we've been getting set up. Hiramito donates $50 and says, great to see the community getting together for a great cause. Good luck to the runners and save the frames. Thank you, Hiramito. Dvolsky with a $50 contribution. Thank you, Dvolsky. Their comment, Justin and Miles are great commentators for Prime speedruns, as usual. Save the animals? Samus is going to be hungry for a good meal after all this is done. Speaking of commentators, you may remember Ghoul02 from the Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze commentary team earlier. So if you enjoyed that, you'll now get a chance to see him run. He'll also be on the microphone reading some donations later on in the marathon. So that's cool. He does it all, folks.
It's not a bad track. It's just you hear it.
It's just, yeah.
Well, Axis Mooney's a bad track, but yeah. All right.
Whoa, hey, what's up?
Hello, Summer Games Done Quick 2016. I am Ghoul02. I'm going to be running Catherine, the Babel side, I don't know, mission, story, what would you call it? Regardless, I'm going to go ahead and jump right into the action as soon as I get the okay. All right. We're going to go ahead and start in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That's what I like to hear. I wanted to say a big thank you to everybody that donated for the hand cam incentive. You guys are in for a treat. I actually think it's one of the craziest looking hand cams you guys will ever see in a run. So we're going to go ahead and skip the little intro to Babel, and we're going to get diving right in. So Catherine is a puzzle game that was made by Atlas's Team Persona. They're more known for making JRPGs, but they kind of wanted to experiment with HD consoles, and this was what they ended up coming up with. So it's a pretty basic puzzle game. You'll hopefully catch on pretty quickly as things go through. But basically, my goal is to get to the top of this tower as quickly as possible. That said, this tower is almost completely random. I have no real control over what this tower is going to look like, even 3 or 4 blocks above me. So I have to do constant reactions to what's going on the flight. Nice drop kick, Vincent. Good job. Okay. So, if you're wondering why I'm calling that a dropkick, we actually have a competitive scene for this game where stepping up on somebody that's below you is called a dropkick. This game is kind of wacky, has a very wacky community, but I love it for that. So, you might wonder, okay, so he's doing this, but I don't remember this mode of the game, or I don't remember this game really needing 2 players. Why are we doing this in this co-op mode? There's actually a really good reason for that. The first is that it is playing faster, which is always nice in a speedrun. The second reason is actually that the last stage of this is glitched on the North American version of the game. It's basically about I believe it's a 25-ish% chance. I've not actually tested it myself, so I'm just going off of what I've read on the internet, that you get an actual completable pattern. So it's actually the only way this run could really consistently be done. On top of that, you see all this 2-player tech and this crazy stuff that you've probably never seen even if you play this game casually. So if you look in the top left, you see that level counter. My goal on every stage is to get to level 10. Once I get to level 10, it's going to actually spawn the end gate for the level, and I'm going to be able to finish. So you see right now I'm at level 7. Messed up that little push. That's fine. I'm going to just go ahead and do that. So, yeah, this category was never something I really took all that seriously when I first started doing it. I just basically wanted to play Catherine and throw a timer on screen while I did it. Eventually, I went to Summer Games Done Quick, 2014, I believe, and I just said, I saw all these people playing these amazing speed games. I said, I want to take this more seriously than I have been. So I said, okay, what can I do? I was at the time using 2 DualShocks, playing terribly. My first recorded run was an hour and 6 minutes. I had 2 deaths. I was like, oh, this is fun. I'm terrible and I don't care. So then I get here and I'm like, okay, what can I do to improve this? And I look around and I said, what if I tried a fight stick for the second controller? That way I can kind of put in inputs while still doing stuff on the DualShock. And I kind of just slowly developed all these little intricate movements to do things while still, you see right there, I'm using the outside of my left hand to actually move Catherine left. So you hear that bell, that means we're at the end of the first stage. First stage is altar is very short. It's very basic. The idea is just to get you used to what Babel is. So nothing too complex there. 15 seconds off. If you look at the top left, you can see my best time. That's totally within acceptable limits, especially at a marathon setting.
Nothing too complex. He was just playing with 2 controllers and commentating the whole thing all at the same time. I want to give a quick shout out to my boy Ghoul here, who has been submitting Catherine for 2 years now, has always talked to me how passionate he was about showing this to the GDQ. So thank you to Ghoul02 and everybody else on the games committee for not just putting in, but putting in a prime time slot. So that was awesome.
All right, so again, Altar was the first stage, and that stage is all about being, basic climbing essentially. Menhir is the second stage. Menhir is a bit more complicated. What Menhir is about working with a very thin tower. So you'll see that Altar was about, ooh, cool pattern. Menhir is about working with very few blocks. So I'm working with a 3-block wide pattern, which is the bare minimum I need to do a lot of the biggest climbing tricks in this run. So you'll see me work very carefully to try to make sure that this tower expands as I climb it. So you'll see right now, all of a sudden, it's 4 blocks wide. So you can see right here, I'm using this 2-part block as kind of a pseudo 3 by doing that. Ooh, that's a bit finicky. Don't really like that. We're going to go ahead and push that away. So, yep, drop down. So see, again, I'm working very carefully. If I start losing sides of the tower, I'm going to have nothing to work with, and that's going to be really bad because then I'm basically working with, I just won't be able to climb. It's going to be faster to go up the right side. So you see there's these different blocks. I haven't really talked too much about them. So you see that 100-kilogram block actually takes a little over twice as long to pull. Those blocks with the brown sides of them are actually crack blocks. If I step on them twice, they will straight up disappear. That's actually really bad because, hold on, let me think about this. Okay. I have to step on each block twice in order to actually move on, obviously, since I have 2 characters. So anything that I can only step on twice means I can't really do all that much with it. So any block that touches at its edge is going to actually stay in place, which is why, like, this is not a actual buildable tower, unfortunately, unless you have like the world's weirdest magnetic Legos. If you have a set of weird magnetic Legos that I can play with that does this, please send them my way.
It's actually the grand prize for SGDQ this year.
So right here is a little tower. Sometimes you can get a little skip there where that doesn't spawn. It's something I can't control. It happens more commonly if I'm a bit slow up those little ramps leading up to it. Level 5, the game generally tries to balance the tower out, and then it goes right back into being completely devious and trying to kill me at every turn. So you see those little blocks with the red? Those are spike blocks. If I step on them, the first time I step on them, there's going to be spikes that pop out and try to kill me. If I don't get off it immediately, it will. But after that, they act like normal blocks. That's the last of the special blocks that are going to show up in Manir. But they are kind of dangerous because I can fall on top of them and not be able to move. There's a lot of little things that go on with spike blocks that you have to be very aware of while doing a run of this game. By the way, this run is not only random, but it has very little safety. If I die at any point, I have to go all the way back to the start of this level I'm on. So if I were to accidentally, say, hit the circle button on Catherine while she's hanging off the side of the ledge, Catherine being, of course, the girl, I would have to completely redo this level from the beginning. So, yeah, that would not be good. I really want to do this deathless. I've gotten relatively consistent at that, but I'm going to jinx myself by saying that. So, prepare for a death at some point, everybody. I'm sure you guys won't laugh at me too much.
I do want to point out he PB'd in the practice room just before this.
Yeah, that was nice. This run is something. I also did this run at Race to the Finish, which was a Dallas area speedrunning event that I actually helped coordinate. And my time there, after I died in the first minute, was actually only 2 seconds off of the at the time world record. So don't expect that, basically. Expect this run to be completely awful.
Oh, I am ready.
So we're getting pretty close to the end of level 8 here, which is good. That means I'm getting near the end. I'm going to go ahead and do this. Okay. So I'm going to have to do this and catch Catherine a little bit here, which is fine. I don't want her falling all the way to the bottom. And then I'm going to have her drop down. So you see it, you hear the sound effect of the stage falling out below me. Every time I go up in level, it's actually going to reset the speed at which that falls below me. So it's actually very important to get level ups relatively consistently. Otherwise, that bottom will start falling faster and faster, and I won't be able to go any faster than it can go. So we are at level 9, so this tower is almost done, and we're almost into the really fun stuff. And by really fun stuff, I mean the actually awful stuff that makes you want to hate this game. So right here, we're going to go ahead and keep on climbing. So again, you see all this really cool tech with 2 players. That's one of my favorite things about this run, is that I got to discover all of that. And a lot of that was actually, I can't claim full credit for it. A lot of this run was actually pioneered by a runner who actually has been in a GDQ himself before, not for Catherine, but actually for Tetris Grandmasters, by the name of Color Thief. He actually does this, like the actual individual levels with a really skilled partner. And I tried to see, okay, which of these skills can I actually copy with my little, DualShock, fight stick, whatever team combination thing. He's actually done, the only person I've ever seen do this run live. He did it at a marathon in Toronto, which was really cool. At the time, it was actually the best recorded time by 4 minutes, even though it had a 5-minute death in it. It's okay. I used to be bad at this video game. If you have time for a real quick donation, go ahead and fire it off.
Sure. Strobly sent in $20 and says, "Hey, all, hyped for the craziness that is Catherine. Proud to donate my money towards such a good cause. Keep up the good work."
All right. So going on now, we just finished Manir. Manir is, again, working with little blocks. All through is about working basics. Obelisk's theme is literally RNG, or being completely random. There is randomness everywhere in this stage. I will get to every point of this as I get to them, but this stage can actually kill me and it not be my fault. If I die on Altar or Manir, it's my fault usually. I won't say it is, but it usually is my fault. I can say that now that I actually passed them without dying. All right, so we're going to go ahead and climb on up. You see, those are ice blocks. If I step on those, you'll see, like, Catherine's just going to slide right off. She can't stop on those unless she's stepping up on them. Also has some really good sound effects. Like, you'll hear Vincent, like, yell, "Oh, that's cold," every time he, like, steps on them.
I like his attire, by the way, throughout this entire...
Oh, yeah. Perfect climbing attire, easily. Let's have, like, a red leather jacket and a pink T-shirt. Sure.
Oh, that's a T-shirt?
Yeah, it's a T-shirt.
I thought the dude was nude.
No, that's the story
No,
mode.
play the story mode.
Story mode, he's in boxers and has goat horns. It's a weird video game. It's an amazing video game. I highly recommend playing it if you ever get the chance. But you might be wondering, okay, why is this? Okay, so what about the story mode? How does the story mode as a speedrun? If you actually want to see that, my good friend Mr. Zwanzig is actually going to be doing the story mode version of this run at ESA. It's a very different run because it's not nearly as random. So you'll see a lot more of abusing how the game's mechanics work. But you don't get to see any of the really cool two-player shenanigans that I get to do. And hopefully that you guys are enjoying watching at the moment.
Little dumb guy question here. What actually determines when you move up a level? I'm sure it's a number of...
It's basically the number of steps. I'm not 100% sure what exactly determines it. As far
it's
as
not
like
consistently like every 10 steps.
no, it's a little bit weird with that. But yeah, it's something like, okay, you've gone high enough now. I'm going to get rid of you. And I'm going to step on that other bomb block right there for good measure. So let's just be awful. Okay, we're going to do this and this. And that should hopefully fall. That didn't fall how I want it to. That's fine. So you see right here, I have to react on the fly. If this is a bomb block, I might be dead. Okay, cool. So we're good there. We're going to go ahead and actually connect these again by using this block right here. And we're out of that awful situation. So I actually don't have a choice. I have to collapse that. This is kind of a bad situation still because I don't have a great way of building. So right here, I've got a 2-wide pattern again. We're solid again. I have solid ground to work with. Thank you. So now we're going to keep on climbing on up. Bomb block, of course. Why would I not get bombs during marathons? Bombs are like the worst ones you can get of that. Because, again, I want to keep this tower as steady as possible. And bomb blocks, when you step on them, turn everything into crack blocks. So, yeah. You see those things with the eyeballs. Those are monster blocks. Monster blocks move on their own with no command from me. Again, more of that randomness we were talking about earlier. Mystery blocks are the question mark blocks. Those can turn into any other kind of block as soon as I step on them. And so it has the effect of making you have to treat them as every other block at the same time. Let's do that. Really don't like either. Sometimes, so this section always will split like this, and sometimes you get onto this section really nice and easy and you love it, and sometimes it does this and you have no real good way of climbing it. So you see right here, I'm trying to collapse this tower to get it into a buildable state. I'm going to have to eventually cross over, though, because as you can see, the left tower is a lot shorter than the right. Eventually, that means I'm going to have the other side of the tower is going to be too tall, and the game's going to go, oh, you've got stuff to work with. It's just on the wrong side of the tower, and I can't use it. So we're going to go ahead and do that, and we're right back at a pretty good situation again. So I'm going to pull that. I should have tried to keep that over there. That's fine, though. I'm probably going to cross back over here in a second. Okay.
Man, it loves the bomb blocks today.
Of course it does. It's a marathon. It would always give me...
You're at SGDQ right now.
Yeah. Alice, please remove the SGDQ detector from your video games.
Who's that, Dev? I got him this time.
All right. So, again, I have no idea how these are falling. So everything I'm doing right now is pure reaction on what's happening. You see right there, that's Vincent sliding across those ice blocks again. We're getting to the end of the split tower section, which is good. It's also very scary. So the end of this stage is also random. So I've gone over, like, okay, we've got monster blocks, which move on their own. We've got mystery blocks, which act like everything. How can there possibly be more randomness in this stage, right? No, let's see. Okay, we can just do... Yep, she's scared. It's okay. If you hit the one of the other buttons or the shoulder buttons, I believe, while she's hanging on the side, she'll just yell that. Doesn't happen all that often, but Usually only when I do an input error. Okay, we're good. This is a really bad time, by the way, but that's okay. We're just trying to complete the stage at this point.
Yeah, you look pretty slow.
How does he maintain his concentration?
That. The two-player mode of this is actually even better because it'll ask random questions of the players. So, like, when you're playing against each other, it'll be like, oh, so player 2, when was the last time you were in love? Spike Vegeta, when was the last time you were in love?
I just got a match on Tinder while we were sitting here, actually. Yeah, that's an applause. Yeah, glad for that.
I guess actually we should do a quick roll call.
Yes.
Obviously, that's
We're
Spike
90%
Vegeta.
of the way
The guy
up.
that hasn't spoken much because I've not set up this entire run is Dark Terex, good friend of mine, also a guy that's played a pretty good amount of the versus mode in this game. So you can hear right now we're at level 10. As I was saying, this stage actually has more randomness than any other stage because when you get to level 10, normally it immediately spawns the gate. You hear that bell? That means we actually got good RNG. Of course, we get good RNG at one spot of this run. This actually has only a 50-50 chance of dropping that bell on any given pattern. So you can just go indefinitely every time it loses about 10 seconds. So,
Wow.
yeah. Again, Obelisk is an amazing stage.
140.
Now, do you have to do the levels?
Okay, we in there. We good.
I will never talk again. Yeah!
That was the stage I was the most scared of, which means that Axis Mundi is going to kill me.
I would have been pooped on by Twitch chat for years.
Can we get a quick donation?
Yeah, let me talk for you for a second then and let everybody know that right now with your donation, there is a Persona 5 two-sided art print up for grabs as a reward. It's signed by character designer Shigenori Tsujima himself. So if you want a $5 donation is the minimum to get an entry in for that.
You guys have, hopefully, about 7 minutes. More likely, it'll be about 10. Okay, so here's Axis Mundi. You guys can't watch the cutscene, sorry.
Play the game.
It's a little too early for that.
So this is the hardest stage in the run. There's about 3 minutes of variance in the stage. My PB is about 7 minutes, which is actually, I believe, 8th on the leaderboards for this game on PlayStation Network. Again, I don't have a partner, so I'm competing against two people at the same that are doing this at the same time. I'm also 7th on Manir. I just drop kick Catherine again. It's okay. So yeah, I have done these quite a bit. I'm 10th on Obelisk, I believe at the moment. It might be 9th, something like that. And I'm 26th on Altar. A bit more competitive on Altar since it's a bit easier to teach people how to do. Okay. So we went over the stage. We have Altar, which is what is Babel and how do you do it? You have Manir, which is we're going to give you a thin tower. And then you have Obelisk, which is how do you deal with RNG? This stage's theme is we're going to give you Swiss cheese, and you're going to find a way to make it into a solid piece of cheese. You're going to see a lot of weird gaps. You're going to see me try to flatten this thing as much as possible at all times. It's not going to work. I'm going to have to make up some pretty crazy stuff for this to work. Okay, I meant to pull with Catherine there. That's fine. It's really tricky sometimes because I have to think, okay, I need to pull with my left hand and do this at the same time. You can see the inputs for this controller stuff are really weird, and I have a pretty good handle on especially stuff like that catch. It's actually a little bit trickier for the timing than you might think. You have to actually, if you go too soon on the grab, the block isn't there for Catherine to grab, and she'll grab the block in front of her, which will make it where that won't work. Interestingly enough, there is actually a slight difference between the characters. It doesn't really matter for a run like this, but Catherine actually runs ever so slightly faster, I believe, and Vincent actually pulls blocks slightly faster than Catherine. So I guess they went for a men are slightly stronger than women thing. I don't know, but not really all that relevant for the run. Okay, we're gonna go push that away and do that, I guess. Okay. So again, you see all of these weird patterns. I'm trying to climb. It's something.
You also got one more block type here.
Oh yeah, we do have one more block type. We have those weird purple things. Those are called black hole blocks. Anything that goes on top of them goes away. Doesn't matter what it is. It can be Catherine, it can be Vincent, it can be another block. If it goes in a black hole block, it's gone. They have one use, and that's actually that they can still hold things up with their edges. Otherwise, I want to get rid of them because they are going to kill me if I have a wrong input somewhere. I don't like this because of that cracked block, so I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of you. So you're going to fall, and I'm going to push you away. So this would actually make this fall pretty nice, beautiful, exactly what I was looking for. And yeah, you see like all of this, again, all of this is completely made up on the fly. I have no idea what I'm doing.
Says the one who's doing commentary this entire time.
Yeah, basically.
This is actually a Let's Play. Welcome to my blind playthrough.
Push with you. Okay. So again, I wanted to pull that out with Catherine so I could immediately make that stair. So we're at level 4 right now. Once I get to level 5, it's going to even out, and then I've got to get... The one nice thing about Axis Mundi is that at about level 9, it actually is going to be about to spawn the end gate. It's actually a very short levels 8, 9, and 10 on Axis Mundi. That said, level 6 and 7 are absolutely hellish. So yes, this is going to be very fun. And by fun, I mean miserable, because that's how Axis Mundi rolls. I'll have a lot of runs on PB pace that just died at the stage, and there's almost nothing I can do about it. Getting to this point at 3.5 minutes is actually really solid. I think my PB pace would be about 3 minutes here, or PB pace forward this IL. So we're doing okay so far. I haven't had any major mishaps.
Yeah, I want to congratulate you on all these new records you've had so far.
New record.
Pog champ. Okay. So, how do I want to handle this? That's actually really, I was actually really worried. Oh, one more thing about Axis Mundi, it lags. So it will actually drop inputs, it'll do double inputs. I've had everything under the sun happen on this stage. So I'm a little bit shakier on the fight stick than I am with the DualShock. So you'll see me actually occasionally avoid doing stuff that could kill me with the with Catherine, just to avoid potentially doing something like killing myself, stepping into a black hole on accident, spike blocks, things like that. Okay, we should be okay here. I should have pulled that out on my way across, but that's fine. Alright. So we're getting closer. Again, nothing is ever really settled, especially in Axis Mundi. This is the hardest stage in the run. I don't like this. What can I do about it since I don't like this? Do that, and then I can do that. That'll actually fix the problem. Okay. So right here, I think I want to go up that right side, but I don't want this that tall. I guess I should just push and just hope. Okay. Not perfect, but we'll take it. Okay, that was kind of dumb, but that's fine. I've got to drop down. I've got to collapse the left side of this tower a little bit. Otherwise, it's a bit too tall for me at the moment. Or I might just climb up that left side, actually. Yeah, that's fine.
This looks very
This is actually my thought process right now, and I'm just kind of like freestyling this. So some people freestyle rap. I freestyle Catherine stages. It's okay.
I do have a question for you.
Yeah, go right ahead.
Why do co-op versus doing a single player?
Yeah, so I mentioned it before. Like I said, this stage is actually glitched in single player. It will immediately level up to level, I believe, 3, and then it just stops leveling up for some reason. It was actually thought to be completely incompletable, and then some people just like, no, it still spawns the end gate after a while for some reason, but you have to get a pattern that actually goes faster than the maximum drop speed for the stage.
But this is only on the US version.
Only
correct?
on the US version, yes. The Japanese version is completely normal. That said, the Japanese version also reverses the circle and X input, so it's why I don't do this run on the Japanese version, even though I do have a copy sitting in my backpack. It was a last-minute backup in case like my disc shattered on the flight on the way here, because that's something that happens very commonly, I'm sure. Okay, so we're at level 8. We're getting very close, guys. Okay, deep breath. We'll get through this together. So stepping on up, keep on going. Okay, so I think this is good. It's not good. Okay, what do I want to do here? Let's drop down here. Drop. Am I safe? I pull that? Yeah. Okay, we're good. We're good. We're good. Everybody can breathe.
I haven't for the last 7 minutes.
right. Okay. You'll see me occasionally do dumb stuff where I'll get the controllers mixed up. It's okay.
I can't believe you would ever do that in this situation.
I've always been like, I thought like for maybe it would be a funny donation incentive to like say, okay, is the fight stick first player or second player? Then I realized how awful an idea that would be.
It would have been
No.
So I believe the hand cam is probably the incentive you guys really wanted anyway. Hopefully you guys are thinking this is as cool as you guys really do. I promise it's actually not as hard as it looks. I know I'm like saying like, oh, this is really difficult. It's actually not. Like, the execution isn't the hard part. It's actually just responding to all of these different patterns that I'm getting, and I'm getting very close to the end of this. I am getting very close. Okay, so we're going to keep on going. If I get to the top of this, the stage is completed, essentially. Okay, I don't want to do this. I need to do this. Get out of the way. Get out of the way.
I'm assuming time is when you hit the top of the aggro.
Yes, when both characters are standing on the podium to the top, that is time.
So everyone get ready on that. Everyone.
I'm sure everybody is keeping time at the moment.
Yes.
I am ready.
All right, we are good, guys.
Hear that bell.
I hear the bell. We're almost there. Time for my favorite part of the run. Get ready for it.
Oh yeah, this is cool.
And time. Woo!
26:39.
Yo!
Awesome.
Sick time,
That is
dude.
awesome.
That is a pretty amazing time for a no reset run.
What was your time you just got in the practice?
I wasn't timing it explicitly, but I could tell because of the comparing my PB times to it. But my best recorded time is a 24:42.
Wow.
Or so, or 24:46, something like in that realm. So that is an absolutely insane time for a marathon. Wow.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you guys again. Thank you so much to everybody who donated, everybody who's like retweeted, done anything with this. Big shout outs to Dacid Bro, the king of competitive Catherine. I hope you guys all found that entertaining. I do want to share one last thing with you guys. We have a tradition in the competitive Catherine community. I wanted to go ahead and share just a little bit of that with all of you guys. So we're going to go ahead and just jump out to the menu real quick. We're going to go all the way to the left.
It's pretty great. It's pretty great.
So
Oh, I had to see this.
it's actually Dacid Bro's birthday today.
Yo!
It's a tradition for everybody to try to find some way of trolling Dacid Bro by sending pictures of Ariel from The Little Mermaid at him. I figured doing it at a GDQ is probably the ultimate way I could possibly think of to do this. So thank you guys, everybody, for witnessing this. Thank you to the entire Games Committee and SGDQ for having me. This has been a blast and a dream, so thank you guys so much.
Yeah.
One more time. Ghoul02 with Catherine, everyone. While that run was going on, we had a $55.55 donation from Reanimatoin, who said, donating during the greatest fighting game of all time, Catherine. Looking to score that Persona 5 signed print, because that game is going to be amazing. Best of luck to Ghoul on the run, and don't worry, you'll beat Dacid Bro someday. Hashtag mermaids for Dacid Bro. It's real. Coming up next, we'll have some new Super Mario Brothers action for you, everyone, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I'd love to read some more donation comments that came in during that Catherine run. Headache Queen sent $75. Thank you so much for your patience while we got around to your message. Headache Queen said, wait, a Catherine speedrun? This makes me super happy to be able to watch. Also, I put in more money than I normally would